Hi everyone, fantastic to be here. Sarwar, brilliant to see you again. What an
Pleasure.
amazing day it's been, hasn't it, at the Sustainability Festival?
Absolutely, yeah. It's fantastic to see our partners, customers, colleagues, academia all here in one beautiful location.
Oh, it's absolutely stunning. Best
Yeah,
place to have an interview at the end of the day, I think,
home
out
of
here, isn't
research and
it?
innovation for
Absolutely,
BT.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And I think just behind us as well with the BT Tower, I think that's
yes,
actually been reclaimed essentially, hasn't it, from the past? So another way of kind of repurposing
yes,
technology as well. So it's not all about the latest technology, it's all about being pragmatic too. So I love the focus on that today as well.
absolutely, yes.
Brilliant, brilliant. Now, I know when we last spoke, I think it was back in February, like in a big deep dive, wasn't it?
It
Around
was,
some of the work you're
yes,
doing with BT, particularly around, for example, helping the measurement challenge for ESG.
yep,
I'd love to kind of go back to that to kind of go forward about what's
yes.
happened today. So perhaps we could talk about what's changed in the last 6 months.
Yeah, I guess we've expanded
Yes.
the pillars that we're focusing on. So measurement still remains absolutely
Perfect.
core in terms of where we want to focus,
Brilliant.
in terms of where we believe we can help our customers. But we've added another couple of pillars where we'll focus on as part of our strategy for BT and sustainability
Superb.
in terms of helping our customers. So the second one is connect.
Yes.
You would have heard from Baz earlier on in the day. Um, we need to make things
Yes.
smarter to make them greener, and
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
and that's very true because it's very difficult to drive efficiencies, to decarbonize without actually
Definitely.
having data. And to get data, you need to connect them up. So
Definitely.
that's the second pillar that we're focusing in on. And then the final pillar is scale. So
Yes.
it's fair to say, in fact, since we last spoke, I think AI must have been a very hot topic,
Yes.
but
Yes,
it's
indeed.
really taken off since then.
Indeed.
And there's that concern, with the explosion of AI and the compute power that's required for
Yes.
that we're going to go backwards on some of
Of
the
course.
sustainability metrics. So a really key piece for us is ensuring that we're doing the right things with our networks to
Fantastic.
ensure that customers can continue to leverage
Yes.
AI and manage their workloads and applications over our networks in a sustainable way without having to worry about that, and being transparent through the dashboards and so on about it.
Absolutely. I think it's really empowering that active intelligence that we've spoken about before, isn't
Absolutely.
it? And I think whether it's ESG or other areas in technology at the moment too, there's kind of perennial challenges that recur in any area,
Yes.
aren't there, in terms of, say, complexity or fragmentation, lack of visibility of what you
Yeah.
have, and also like overload as well.
Yeah.
And I think what you're doing there with the measuring and the dashboard element is allowing that integration,
Yeah.
making it easier to see what's happening and to do the right thing, and making it kind of part of the everyday in
Absolutely.
terms of operations, which makes such a difference in the world, and kind of cutting through noise and
Yeah.
overload to really be kind of human machine partnership in its very essence, isn't it?
Yes.
Which is
Yeah.
superb.
And we're starting to see a lot of our customers um, asking for the right level of data
Yes.
around what they're procuring
Yes.
from BT Business, and using our dashboards, we're able to give them that visibility. But
Yes.
it's not just about giving them one point for measurement and for them to use that data for baselining. We also want them to leverage the dashboards as a way of making more informed choices,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
sustainable choices.
Yes.
When should I swap out device A with
Absolutely.
device B? Should I virtualize? Should I not virtualize? And also translate and drive action, and on the back of that, track the changes over time as well. So if
Absolutely.
organizations are digitally transforming in a sustainable way and using these dashboards, they should be able to demonstrate that to their key
Exactly,
stakeholders.
exactly. And I think that's so important because in terms of things that's changed as well, I think even more so in terms of expectation and behaviour change around ESG, the expectations have heightened, and the reaction in terms of behaviour has heightened too,
Yeah.
in terms of people moving away, whether you're a consumer or an advocate or employee or an ecosystem
Yes.
partner. This is something that's right up there, that if you're not
Yes.
just being transparent but able to demonstrate and be accountable around your
Yeah.
actions of ESG, people will say, no, actually you don't permit the supplier brief, actually don't want to work for an
Yeah.
organization like that. There has to be that alignment, and I
Yeah.
think the literacy around what's actually happening and the
Mm.
ability to question is so important. And I think that's
Yes.
where your work is so powerful at BT, and the fact that you really are step by step showing that progress,
Yeah.
and you reflect back to go forward,
Yeah.
and it's step by step, and it's kind of being along that way with you, which is very honest and very transparent. So I really appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely. And I think for organizations to really accelerate their own net zero ambitions, they need capabilities like
Yes.
this
Yeah.
across their supply chain, actually. And what we're hoping to do is just help inspire our customers in terms of
Yes.
how we can surface this data directly to them. What can they do with that data? How does it
Yes.
contribute towards their goals? And hopefully get them to go and do that across the supply chain. And they have a blueprint to get going with that.
Absolutely, I love that. And I think that's so important because again, when you talk to people, it's most people who really want to be involved in this. They want to do that, but having that agency or the perception to have
Yeah.
agency to make a change can be quite challenging, and it can be like an overload, can't it? With so many
Yes.
vectors of change in the
Yeah.
world right now, so to help people work through that. So
Yeah.
with the power of technology and the visibility and the
Yes.
integration we were talking about, but also trusted partnership to help you along that way as well. And that's what I've seen so much of here at the Sustainability Festival, the power of community, you know,
Yes.
and the different
Absolutely.
partners that are coming right all across the
Yeah.
ecosystem. But the passion around that, but also the actualization and ecosystem co-creativity, I think is right up there as a
Yeah.
trend for good, I think, around all things ESG right now.
Absolutely. Collaboration is critical. I'm sure
Yeah.
we've heard it many times from many
Yes.
people. Collaboration is absolutely key to accelerating net zero.
Yes.
And we're really privileged to have our partners
Absolutely.
around
It's
here
amazing.
um, demonstrating what they're doing in this space and how they're driving efficiencies with the products and services that we take to our customers, but also um, their sustainability
Yes.
story. You know,
Yeah,
they're trying to land
absolutely.
that today
Yes.
with customers and with BT colleagues and so on. And for many people, it would be the first time
Yes, indeed.
they'll get to hear directly from our partners.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's really, really important. And then on the second part, we have this commitment, obviously, we've talked about
Yeah.
this before, which is to help our customers avoid 60 million tons of CO2 by
Indeed.
2030. Now, that's not an easy target to get to because we're not decarbonisation experts.
Of course.
Um,
Of course.
but what we are really good at is secure, resilient global networks.
Yes.
And you absolutely need that
So true.
alongside decarbonisation expertise.
Indeed.
And I think that's where collaboration becomes really powerful, because if you take that secure, resilient network piece and combine that with platforms and application
Exactly.
and AI
Exactly.
developed by decarbonisation experts
Yes.
within their domain, you bring that together, you're basically simplifying the process for customers and hopefully accelerating their journey to net zero.
Absolutely. And I think that avoids some of the challenges we see in ESG sometimes, like intention action gaps.
Yeah,
Because there can be so much desire to do the right thing, but some of these challenges can get quite messy, as
yeah,
you were saying. So that step-by-step approach, that facilitation, that incremental aspect of doing this, but also tackling it across different ways. So the power of partnership can deliver on that. So you've got,
yeah,
as you were saying, you've got your specialism there, secure, resilient by design from the
yeah,
network up,
yeah,
really, isn't it?
yeah.
But you pair that with experts in these additional fields. That's how you get like a power partnership. And Johnson
Absolutely.
Controls, you announced it literally this morning.
Very exciting.
And I know Johnson Controls really well from an air quality point of view, so I was delighted
Yes.
to see what was happening there. Could
Yeah.
you tell a bit more about what that's going to deliver for customers more broadly? Because I think that's a great
Yeah,
example of exactly what you were saying.
absolutely. So just going back to that 60 million, I think that's
Yes.
where it started from, really. If you look at opportunities where you can help customers to save on or avoid on carbon,
Yeah.
buildings is really
Yes,
obvious,
of
actually.
course. Yeah,
Nearly 40% of global emissions
indeed.
comes from buildings, and 26 to 27% of that comes from the energy use within the buildings
Yes,
themselves. So for us, it was a natural place to
definitely.
start, and who else better to partner with than Johnson Controls?
Of
They're the
course.
global leader in smart, healthy, and sustainable
Indeed.
buildings. Now they've got a platform called OpenBlue. It's a digital platform that will help customers to measure, analyze, and optimize their energy usage across the built environment. Now, coming together, we know a lot of our customers are very reluctant to still move
Yes.
towards the cloud, and getting value from OpenBlue heavily relies on being able to connect to the
Of
cloud.
course, of course.
And that's the piece that we bring, obviously, with
Yes.
the
Makes eminent
secure,
sense.
resilient networks, connecting our customers to the OpenBlue platform
Perfect.
via the cloud in a scaled way. And that will hopefully, again, as I said earlier, simplify the process for organizations. Because if you think historically, the way it's done today, you've got the property team or the facilities team, who are the ones who are looking to drive efficiency within the built environment, very separate to the CIO.
Indeed.
Very different, very separated from procurement. But actually, in this case, by Johnson Controls and BT coming together, we tend to work with different stakeholders anyway. So naturally, we're going to bring them together to help accelerate the process of securely connecting the OpenBlue platform in the customer's building directly to the cloud to start extracting some of the energy savings for them. So really, really excited.
Love it. I love that. And again, it's addressing challenges head on and responding to what we're being asked as a challenge and delivering on that, which again, I think is so important, because when you're looking at change, you want kind of that active dialogue and active listening. And then if you get that feedback that actually that's being actioned on, you're seeing that in the product roadmap. I think that's incredibly powerful in terms of the community engagement too.
Yes. Yeah.
And SAP, I'm gonna have to say another partnership as well. And I had the pleasure of doing some testing around their sustainability tower a little while ago. So it was a nice kind of introduction to your news there. So I wondered if we could talk about the SAP partnership too.
Absolutely. So a lot of I mentioned to you last time that actually we started to see a lot of our customers, business customers, asking for product level or service level carbon footprint data. And there's a number of ways you can surface that information back to the customer. But once you go from 10 customers asking the same question to 10,000 customers asking the same question, they all want it delivered in a different way.
Of course.
And there's a lack of standardization with that, and it increases resource requirement and so on. So just to help fulfill some of the customer requirements in that space, we decided to look at something called the PACT framework.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Which has been developed by the World Business Council for Sustainable Development, and PACT is aimed to standardize the exchange of product level carbon footprint data across the value chain. And obviously that means our products as well. So within PACT, there's a number of solution providers who are starting to conform with the PACT framework, and SAP is one of them. So we're working with SAP to exchange data directly with some of our key partners. And Cisco, you would have seen in the press release, is the first one. And then surfacing that information directly to our customers. So they get the information in a really simple, standardized way that they can use for whatever purpose they need, if that's for baselining, whether that's for reporting. So again, a really intriguing, interesting pilot for us. Definitely. It's still in the early stages, because it's a new platform available by SAP. So we're co-testing and co-piloting that particular platform with our customers and with SAP.
Well, that's a great example as well. The fact you're doing that in that kind of co-creative way and bringing in customers as part of that trial process and bringing that feedback in at such an early point. Again, it's just that trajectory I think that you're on in terms of bringing all different stakeholders together, because at the end of the day, that's what we need, isn't it, for sustainability? It's not a question of enterprise or small business or academia or civil society or governance. It's all of those different aspects together, and enabling people to have that dialogue, but also making sure that we actually then convert and deliver on it, which is what I've loved through all our conversations. Is we've got these little milestones along the way, and if there's a messy challenge, you're very transparent around that, and there's honesty around. Well, actually, no, we've got to do this way now. So it's really different, and I think people really appreciate that.
I think so, and not everything we've done is not perfect.
Exactly.
Right? It's not perfect, but we've got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
You have to start somewhere, and these are our incremental efforts that you can visibly see where we're trying to get people started on the journey. And I think over time we'll get more and more feedback from customers, from partners, and we'll evolve the tools, we'll evolve the dashboards, and we'll build other partnerships as well. So Yeah, absolutely. It's that two-way conversation with customers and partners is really important to helping us to continually evolve our offering as well.
I love that, and also the power of community. And funny, this was on the table when I came out here earlier on. Um, Things you do here, like unconferences. And I'll just show that to the camera here because I love this as well. And it's just bringing more and more people in, and it's doing it. It's delivering learning and opportunities in a way that's accessible and relevant to that particular audience. You know, and again, that's the way you get more people involved, isn't it? It's reaching people where you are, not just with technology, but with communication, with data storytelling, with you know, with the passion to get involved in something like this. I mean, what a place to make a difference this sector is right now.
And with the power of technology and the power of connectivity, absolutely, it's about bringing communities together.
Absolutely,
it's about building the bridges. So yeah, it's something that's very close to our heart as part of our purpose, which is to connect for good.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And also our manifesto, which ladders on off that, which is you know, technology must be responsible, inclusive, and sustainable. And I know we talk a lot about the environmental aspect, which forms under the sustainable pillar.
Absolutely.
But responsible and inclusive are as equally as important
so very
BT
true
as it is for many of our customers.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you mentioned that.
And when you work with certain types of organizations, they want to collaborate, they want to partner with organizations who share the same purpose
Exactly.
as them. And a lot of purchasing decisions is now being built on purpose.
Absolutely.
So a very different metric, actually, purpose. So you know, and rightly so, they are asking the right questions, which is around modern slavery, human rights, ethics, voluntary charities, community work, and it fits really nicely with our manifesto. So again, we're not perfect. We absolutely want to do more in this space, and we'd encourage partners to come forward and propose new ideas for us to collaborate on.
Love that. I really enjoy that. It's almost like the open call for a sandbox there at the end, doesn't it? Let's come and experiment. I really like that. And honestly, I was talking earlier about sustainability technology. I think again it just brings to the fore here today. These aren't separate tracks. We've got those three pillars we've been talking about throughout here, really the power of leadership, power of connectivity, power of people. And again, it's technology, it's process, it's change management, it's skills. All those elements have to come together holistically. But with that, it's all around purpose, isn't it? That is really what this is all about. And if you don't have that alignment, that shared value will dissipate. So it's for everybody's interest to come together to do this. And as I say, they're not parallel tracks, sustainability and technology. They're intertwined. So I think that's where we're headed and where we need to go. And we're going to have to come back again. I know, because I know we're going to be out of time very shortly.
You're welcome back anytime.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure. And congratulations for all you're doing with BT. And again, for me, from Tomorrow's Step Today, I think the big takeaway here is sustainability and technology are hand in hand, empowered by education too. It's all these elements together, but it's a call to action here to get involved. And again, what you just said there about share ideas, get involved in this ecosystem, there's a real opportunity to do exactly that. And if you're a young person out there, but equally an older adult looking to upskill or reskill too, what a space to be. So we'll put some details here too, because again, great place to be involved, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, this place is open to customers, to the public. As I said, it's the home of innovation and research for BT. So yes, we'd love to have more and more people visit Industry.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sarwar. Absolute pleasure. Thank you all for watching and listening too. We'll be back very soon. Thank you.